What is going on, guys? I'm trying to find Powell's stream. I just can't seem to find it. Do you guys know where it is? I was hoping that CNBC would be playing it.
Spot gold continues to move higher, up another $10 the ounce to $23.93. That is a gain of 0.4%. And West Texas Intermediate crude down 0.2% right now, 85.24 a barrel on WTI. Earnings.
Yeah, I don't know if they're televising
America
it
heading in
anywhere.
the other direction after earnings. Bank of America reported elevated expenses and charge-offs for soured loans that came in higher than expected. BAC, Bank of America, down now by 3.8%. So again, recapping ahead of Powell, a little change for the U.S. stock market. S&P right now down 0.1%. Balance of power continues. And back we go once again. Joe Matthew and Kaylee Lives.
All right, Charlie Pellet, thank you with a look at what's happening in the day's trading. What's keeping an eye, of course, what
It's at 12:15, but I'm not sure where they're televising it. Yahoo Finance in 15 minutes. All right, let's check. There it is. Okay. Appreciate that. Oh, you know what? I didn't even announce this on the Discord. 1 second. Live now. Gold is absolutely ripping today. We had a very nice long on oil earlier. And then some people played it short back down, and I'm looking again at a long. But the only thing really going on today are commodities. That's it. Commodities are really the only thing ripping today, to be honest. I was looking at a potential play on RTY earlier, but that's not in the works for me at the moment. Look at all this barcoding. ES, again, I mean, this is just an extremely ugly day. You know, you could have tried a freaking turtle soup long from 10 a.m., but even then it was kind of choppy. I did not play the indices today. The only thing that I traded was oil. That is the only thing I traded, and I actually posted about it on Twitter. NASDAQ, same thing. I mean, this right here is just painful. On the overall picture is, you know, this is finally, we are in official pullback territory. Now, a pullback is not a bear market. It's not even a correction. We are only 4% down from highs, but we finally broke structure to the downside. I do think that we could drop a little bit more to fill this gap here on the SPY. 1 second. Oh, did this tag me in already? What the hell? There is something weird going on with my trader rate. 1 second. Oh shit, I guess I was tagged in an order. Fuck. I really need to get the copier, the trade copier on for my prop accounts. It's too hard to manage each one singularly. Anyway, I guess it tagged me in already, but that was not intentional. The fuck trade is this? Oh man, this is not a good trade. I had a trade idea for crude oil during lunch. Obviously, I don't trade during lunch, but this, I don't know where these orders came from. So I have two prop accounts now. I have an Apex one and a Top Step one. And I don't have a copier yet, which is probably stupid, but all right. So with oil here, I mean with gold here, what I'm looking at right now is a actually very similar to what I had long-term picture with oil, but we have this balance price range up here. Let's see if it pops up on the 1 hour. There is a balance price range on the 1 hour, but it's lower. But both gold and oil have a very similar structure here. So that's what I was initially playing till. Three minutes to data drop and Powell. Yes, 2.5 minutes actually. We're going to be streaming it here. So for those of you, don't worry. We're going to be streaming it here. I don't particularly think he might have anything that interesting to say. Okay, this is fucking strange. So, where did this come from? So, this is what I was talking about. This, I don't even know where this order tagged me in, but now I have to set my stops here. You know what? I'm going to set it all at break even because I do think there's a long on oil. I'm just not too excited about this entry here. It's up 110, but it's 3 contracts, and I'm not entirely sure where this came from. Plus, we have an inverted fair value gap here that can bring us down to the downside for a little bit more. You know what? I'm going to flatten this here. Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to set this to break even here because this was a not intentional trade, and I don't like to be in large positions. Okay, cool. During news. So broke even on that. Not even sure where the hell that trade came from, to be honest. All right, let's listen to Powell here. This is supposed to start right now. So he's talking at the International Research Forum on Monetary Policy. In SPX YOLO calls? Okay, I mean, this is not a fucking casino. Powell Live? Yes, Powell Live, dude. What do you think we're doing here? That'd be funny if I stream the sweater knitting championships. The hell you... I mean, he's on the thumbnail. Clearly, we're barcoding, just waiting for Powell. Now, let me talk a little bit about the geopolitical situation. It's funny that yesterday or on the weekend, a lot of people thought that, you know, we would open up red yesterday, and we opened up green. Now, it wasn't until the data drops with regards to retail sales that came in much higher than expected, and then inventories that came in higher than expected at 10 a.m. yesterday. That's when we started dropping. Now, the picture with rates, again, is something that the bond market is now pricing in and has been pricing in, right? As you can see here, the 10-year is just absolutely skyrocketing here. And the 10-year is absolutely skyrocketing because of the fact that they know, the bond market knows that the Fed cannot cut rates, especially with all the strong data coming out. So my whole argument this whole time was, you know, when is the stock market finally going to get the memo? And it looks like it is finally getting the memo. Now, getting the memo doesn't mean that we're going to see a bear market immediately. I don't think that's going to happen until things start breaking and the Fed is forced to cut. So just like we saw back in 2008, now I don't think this is like 2008, but you'll see clues well ahead of time before the market tanks to oblivion. So for me, as soon as the Fed feels like it's necessary to cut, that's when I'm going to start, looking at a bear market scenario. You buying Tesla or waiting? There's absolutely no reason to buy Tesla here. They report earnings soon. So if you recently bought Tesla, buying it again, there's no upside there. Why? There would be zero upside there. All right. So I'm not entirely sure. I mean, it is typical for them to be late, but right now, what I'm looking at in terms of trades, like I said, the only thing I traded in the morning was crude oil, and it's something that I actually had posted to my Twitter before I took the trade. So if you look here, I said crude oil looks set up for a long today, and I sent this out before market open, 5:44 my time, so 8:44 market open. And then, crude oil absolutely rips. So make sure that you're following me on Instagram and Twitter for free daily trading and finance content. It's on CNBC. Where? This is CNBC. Guys, link me to it. Fine.
Fed's chairman hang. And as you look around them, it is borne in on you that none of them will have been as consequential across his.
We'll wait until Powell actually talks, but we found it. All right, with that said, the only thing that I'm looking at right now oh man, does gold look set up for a short? Yeah, the dollar is rising. I promise you guys, if you ask me the same question 10 million times, it's not going to make me any more apt to answer it. I think there's a potential short on gold.
Systems of government. We're bilingual in Canada. We have 3-down football, and we even have very colorful polymer banknotes.
Shut up. You had a gold short for an hour? What did you do here? Julia says Puff just got arrested. So this was the high of yesterday, right? I might take gold short here.
The structure of our mortgage market is
YouTube,
also
man.
somewhat different. In Canada, the typical mortgage is 5 years. In the U.S., typical mortgage has a term of 30 years.
The typical mortgage in Canada is 5 years? What do you think about Tesla in this range? I don't know. What do you think about popcorn with M&Ms in the same bite? What are you talking about, dude? For a day trade, a swing trade? What are you talking about? For investment? Thoughts on shop? A lot of thoughts, bro. Actually, not a lot of thoughts. What are your thoughts? Powell's still not talking. The dollar's going higher here. I want to see if I can get a short on gold here. Alia says, ugh, these thoughts questions. Yes, lazy questions get lazy answers. Thoughts on thoughts. Lucid is good for long term. Yes, super good. As a matter of fact, I think your portfolio should be 100% Lucid. What about Lucid makes you think it's good, bro? They delivered like 13 and a half cars. What the fuck? I'm looking at this for gold. Dude, I'm not I'm not mean. I'm looking for trades for you guys. It takes I cannot fucking answer questions about Lincoln logs and shit when I'm trying to find a trade and devoting brain power to the shit. Crickets, mate. Sheesh. Oh my god, bro. Bro, if you don't like it, Luke, exit, bro. I'm here to make money. I'm not here to entertain you, Luke. All right? It's bad enough I got to entertain your mother after market hours. I can't entertain you during market hours. All right, the only thing here that I'm worried about, two things I'm worried about. One is this 5-minute fair value gap. And then obviously two is
change is affecting both our economies. We're both grappling with.
If Jerome starts yapping about easing rates or whatever, then rates will fall, dollar will fall, and gold will rally, right? That's the only thing I'm worried about with this trade. So I'm only taking it with one contract here. It's a 2-to-1 trade if it hits. Let's see. But it is bouncing off of previous high of the day, which we took liquidity above and then took liquidity above again, right? So this is on the strength that the dollar is going to rally. Okay, we're up 150 on this. 160, 170. Oh, big flush, 270. Should I set it to break even already? With news? Probably. We're up 300 on this, guys. 390, 400, 480. All right, I'm going to bank this. Up 640. Big flush on gold here. 670. Oh my God, 800, 810. Come on, bro. Who can get you $900 in 2 seconds? Who can get you $900 in 2 seconds, bro? Luke, I hope you left. Talking about crickets. Go play with your fucking Play-Doh somewhere else, Luke. We're here to make money, bro. Hell yeah, man. $900 in 2 seconds, bro. Powell mentioned stubborn inflation. I don't care what Powell mentioned. It's all about levels, bro. See, this is all based on the dollar was rallying and Powell is talking now. And obviously Powell's going to talk about... I haven't even been listening to him. I'll turn that on for you guys, but I had to make money first. All right? He's probably talking hawkish, right? Same talk. Inflation is stubborn, blah, 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 blah. So dollar would rally, and gold was bouncing off of previous day high. Right? In this fair value gap. Anyway, I hope you guys made money.
The recent data.
If you made money, put a W in the chat. I want to see it.
To achieve that confidence. That said, we think policy is well positioned to handle the risks that we face. If higher inflation does persist, we can maintain the current level of restriction for as long as needed. At the same time, we have significant space
you guys
to
are lucky
ease
too,
should
man.
the labor market unexpectedly weaken.
I was just gonna go live in the Discord.
Restrictive policy, further time to work, and let the data and the evolving outlook guide us. Come what may, we remain strongly committed to returning inflation over time sustainably to 2%.
Well, thank you. I think that's a really important frame for our discussion today. One of the things that I remarked on when I first got into public life was how often I saw my international peers as we moved around.
All right. I hope you showed us what is the contract. I didn't buy a contract. I shorted gold, and I showed you exactly what I did. It was a live trade, dude. It was GC, gold futures. I shorted it from here. And I shorted it because we took liquidity above yesterday's high and then retraced back to the previous day high level in the fair value gap while the dollar was having a moment. And when the dollar goes up, gold goes down. So that's why. Someone said NQ calls. Why were you in NQ calls? You have to look at this shit like you have to realize when these conditions are untradeable, okay? NQ untradeable, ES untradeable, RTY somewhat tradable, YM could have been tradable, but ugly nonetheless, right? GC, clean. CL, clean. Traded CL in the morning and GC in the afternoon. I don't know why you would long or short NASDAQ here or S&P 500. This, to me, is hella uninteresting.
Particularly, though, given our close cultural, financial, and economic ties with Canada, those discussions are especially fruitful and important. And, you know, I have regular conversations with Tiff. By the way, I do keep very close track of the actions of the Bank of Canada. I read Tiff's press conference transcripts carefully and pay close attention to that. Tiff did mention the similarities and differences. I'll say one more thing, which is we go to Basel, as I mentioned, 5 times a year. You're a long way from home, and there usually is. We're there for 4 or 5 nights, and there usually 1 or 2 nights off. So we go looking for someone to have dinner with, and very frequently we wind up with the Bank of Canada delegation, who are really good and very funny and a lot of fun together. So we have a very close relationship with the bank and great respect for that institution, as I'll have a little more to say about lately. One other thing I'll point out, though, about our relationship is we did do, as Randy pointed out, our first review of our monetary policy framework really ever. And we looked around. The Bank of Canada also does regularly. I think it's every 4 years. In any case, we really looked to the Canadian model and other models of how to do that. We talked to people at the Bank of Canada about how their regular framework review went. So we really benefited for that. So that's what I'll stop there.
And Tiff?
If you just joined the stream, we had a near $1,000 trade in a few seconds on gold. I'm going to get some more coffee. I'm going to be right back. Enjoy these clowns. 1 second.
Certainly from my perspective, one of the best parts about this job is we do, the international community, the central banking community, it's not like a commercial bank where you're competing against the other bank. We're all in this together. And if we get it right, we all help each other. So there is a considerable openness. And, as Jay outlined, I think there's a few different functions. Yes, we obviously, if you're in Canada, we have our own group at the Bank of Canada that analyzes the U.S. economy, forecasts the U.S. economy. It's very important to Canada. But, the Fed's group is a lot bigger. They got a lot more experience. Hearing what the Fed has to say is incredibly valuable for us. The other thing we do, though, is it's more than just the data and the forecasting. It's thinking through the scenarios together. You know, what risks are on your mind, Jay? What do you think could go wrong? What are the scenarios? How would we handle it if this happened, if that happened? Being able to put your heads together and think through the risks, the scenarios, the strategy. There are also a number of really, I would say, sort of behind the scenes, very central banky technical issues that, nobody really thinks about except central bankers. But, what are the mechanics of...
What is going on, guys? All right, so let's see if we can find another trade. I personally am not interested in these people talking. I don't know if you guys are. Pass over next week, you know that means? What does that mean, Luke? No idea what that means. I mean, I know what the holiday is, but what are you trying to insinuate? Oh man, thank God I got out of that oil long that I had accidentally set up and had no idea why. You reckon that's going to surge? I have no idea what you're talking about, bro. Platinum? What is the platinum futures? PL, I think? Yeah. I haven't traded PL much. I don't even know how voluminous it is. What's gold symbol in Robinhood? Robinhood is a Mickey Mouse platform, with all due respect. So it doesn't have futures. You can trade GLD options, which would be an extremely terrible way to try to catch quick trades. But that's all you got if you're trading Robinhood, is you got to trade GLD calls and puts. How come you don't have volume bars in your chart? I don't trade with volume. All I need is price, bro. That's it. You can ask anyone on this chat the success rate that we have, even just in the live stream. I mean, I don't even mean people in the Discord. I mean people who watch the live streams and the live streams only. You can certainly get your fair share of fire-ass trades just off the live stream. RSI? Oh, God, no, bro. You know what RSI stands for? Really stupid indicator. That's what RSI stands for. Do you use Tradeovate? Yes. For my prop, I have my prop accounts connected to Tradeovate. Yeah. It's not enough just to have price. You also need coffee. True. True. Price and coffee. That's all you need. NASDAQ here. Not interested in getting caught in this. Neither ES. RSI works for me. Sure it does. And by the way, I'm not one of these people that, like, I could care less what people use. Like, you know if you're profitable or not. You know what I mean? You don't need to prove it to me. If you're profitable, I don't care if you fucking throw dice at a dartboard and that's how you, throw darts at a dartboard and that's how you trade. Whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you profitable. It's no skin off my back. I could really care less. So I'm not going to get into arguments over strategy or whatever. If you're profitable, you're profitable. If you're not, you're not. For me, I find it very hard to believe that someone is a profitable day trader off of RSI. I would almost venture to say that's probably not the case. What's your favorite indicator? Do you see any indicators on my chart, bro? That will answer your question. Which platform I use Top Step. I use Top Step and Tradeovate. I mean, yeah, Top Step with Tradeovate.
Things was not proactive enough, was not forceful enough, and we've tried to take steps to remedy that. I also think there will be some regulatory initiatives for banks of that size and with those characteristics in time. So I do think those are lessons that we have learned.
And from a Canadian perspective, similar lessons or different ones?
Yes, I think there are similar lessons. Maybe I'll just give a couple of other examples. First, though, I will just underline, when a crisis hits, you're faced with a situation. You have to make decisions, and you have very limited information. The other reality is you have a pretty narrow window to act to be really effective. And for both those reasons, being able to speak, directly to.
This right here is anchored VWAP. This right here is anchored VWAP. And if you're interested in Top Step, right, to me, trading prop firm is the best way to trade in this day and age, especially if you're not trying to burn your own money, especially if you're trying to make a leverage the amount of money without spending a lot of money. So you pay $49 using that link for the combine. You pass the evaluation, and then they give you a $50,000 account to trade with. Or, I mean, whatever. You could pick 100,000 if you want. But for me, the 50 is the one that's the best proposition. But as opposed to needing tens of thousands of dollars to trade futures, I suggest doing it with a prop account. And all you have to do is prove profitability by passing the combine, and you can just run that account up unlimited. Bobby, thank you so much, man, for your donation to St. Jude. Why are you so bullish for DJT? What? Who are you talking about? Me? I never mentioned this bullshit once. What are you talking about? I have no idea. Why Top Step over Apex? I like Top Step's interface a lot more. Plus, they give you stats for your trades. And I think that their platform is much more user-friendly, in my opinion. Is Iran war going to make oil more expensive? In my view, I don't think there will be a full-blown war. But if there was, yes, you're going to see a spike in oil. For sure. If there is a full-on regional war that involves the Gulf states, that involves the U.S., yes. But I personally don't think that's going to be the case. What do you have your anchored VWAP anchored to? What? Bro, it's just the default. And I have it up here because I know algorithms use anchored VWAP as some algorithms, not all, but some institutional algorithms use anchored VWAP to determine whether price is cheap or expensive for that day. And if you don't believe me, you can watch an interview with Ken Griffin from Citadel who talks about that. Guys, there's 1,200 of you here and only 200 likes, and I already gave you $1,000 trade. What? This makes zero sense. We got to at least get this up to 500. I literally turned on the stream and blessed you with a trade. And nobody's going to like this. Life is so lonely sometimes. I think that, the dollar now looking like how gold looked when we shorted it. I wonder if the dollar finds some bearishness here after that huge run up. We missed your trade. Who's we? Who's we? Sounds like you missed it. All these people didn't miss it, bro. What about Tesla? What about it, bro? What about Pinkberry? What about Chipotle? What about El Pollo Loco? MF says, wait, this is a trading channel? No, it's not. I'm beating myself up because I was dropping my son off to school while your trade setup was being done. Oh, man. Alpha Omega. You just need to, next time, make sure that he's late to school. That's the way to do it. Be like, son, I got to make some money, bro. Sorry, you're going to be late again. But I will buy you a new pair of Jordans with this gold short that I'm about to kill. And tomorrow, you'll be late again, but at least you'll have some fresh kicks.
And that benefits us in doing that as well. So international spillovers, of course, are an important consideration. We do track that. Ultimately, though, we think over time, the most important thing we can do to support the global economy is to deliver on our mandate of price stability and maximum employment here in the United States.
And is that, have there been changes in this current cycle that have driven any differences? I mean, you've talked about the different drivers for inflation this go around from previous periods of inflation. So do you think about it differently as you approach these things?
Yeah, well, specifically on inflation, I do think this is different. This is not simply the more standard case of overheated demand, which has been the typical thing in the post-war era for the U.S. economy and other major Western economies. There are similarities and differences, and I would characterize it this way, that the inflation that arose suddenly really in the early part of 2021 as economies reopened resulted both from constrained supply and also elevated and rechanneled demand from services to goods. So if you remember, and you I'm sure will, there were unexpected widespread shortages and supply chain failures on a scale not seen in recent memory. In the U.S., several million people had left the labor force, creating a severe labor shortage that was more fully felt once the economy reopened, leading to a huge spike in wages, but also in the ratio of job openings to unemployed workers. So very unusual situation. Households had elevated levels of savings, and demand was very, very strong as well. So we thought, what's different is, have thought since we've understood the situation, that restoring price stability would require both the unwinding of the pandemic-related distortions to both supply and demand, as well as the effects of tight monetary policy on demand, which would give the supply side time and space to recover. And we think today that we're seeing those two things working together to bring that end about. And you saw that, I think, in 2023, which was really, in a large way, a supply-side story. What happened was the supply side really recovered in 2023. We thought that it would recover in 2021, and in 2022, I was beginning to lose hope. And then in 2023, you saw the shortages and the issues with the trade pipelines not fully resolved, but largely resolved. You saw the U.S. labor force shortage alleviated by both higher participation among people who had dropped out of the workforce, but also from immigration. So that was the year of the supply side recovery. And you saw the core inflation rates drop by 2 full percentage points in the face of very strong growth. So that can only be explained by the enormous increase in potential output, the supply side increase over that year. So that's how I would say it's different this time.
And Tiff, maybe you can tell us how it's different in other ways in Canada. So we were talking about the similarities and the similar.
All right, guys. I'm just sitting here monitoring the indices, seeing if there's any other trade. No, I didn't fall asleep, bro. What are you talking about? I'm sitting here monitoring this shit. I think gold does have a potential another setup. So Jerome Powell talked up inflation quite a bit, where we saw the dollar rallying. And the dollar just took London high here and is retracing back up. If the dollar drops, this might be an interim low for gold. I'm not going to yet long it here. I need to see confirmation that gold wants to go up. But right now, the indices are untradeable, guys. Like, especially if you're an options trader, you're getting shellacked buying calls and puts here. This flat action is not going to be friendly to options. Is futures much different? Yeah, I just showed you the futures trade that we took on gold. But would I trade futures on NQ or ES? No, I wouldn't. But yeah, you're not going to get killed by stagnation in futures, right? Stock mo is a joke, man. Man, you guys must be having like sidebar conversations. Chat here is like school class. Can you be more serious so we can learn something? How's the chat bothering you, Bassam? My options are getting whacked. That's what you get for trying to trade options here. You ignore the best questions. Okay, give me a good question. I'm just literally reading the chat. Here is Bassam's great question. Do you think Morrow will go up soon? I locked 12K in the shitty stock. That's the type that you want me to answer? Why wouldn't you trade NAS and ES in the futures market. I do trade NQ and ES, bro. I'm just saying today, look at this. This looks like a fucking Costco barcode. Yes, answer. Okay. Bassam wants to know what is going to happen with Mara because he locked up 12K in that stock, as if 12K means anything. It's arbitrary, bro. 12K can be the entirety of someone's portfolio, or it can be 1% of someone's portfolio. How is that a good question? You're shitting on other people's questions, and then you literally ask one of the most myopic questions of the day. I mean, we locked in a fat ass trade on gold, so I'm not rushing anything here. Only taking A plus trades from here. I'm just looking to see what that could be. The dollar looks like it might lose something here. And if the dollar starts dwindling, then gold will start ripping again. So I would have much rather gold took out these lows here. See these lows on the 15-minute in this 15-minute fair value gap? I would have much rather gold swept that in this gap before taking it long. What is the optimal time to hold the VIX calls weekly, monthly? That's arbitrary, dude. There is no optimal time. Like your trades have to be based on a thesis. There are no rules that say if you're trading this, hold it for 2 months. If that was the case, then no one would need a job. If there was something that happened on a cycle, you know, that strictly on a cycle, you would just do that thing. You have to have a thesis. Why did you buy the VIX calls? At what price did you buy them? What price are you looking to sell them? Do you feel like the geopolitical situation is going to continue? Do you feel like it's going to blow over? Do you feel like the market is going to tank more? Like there isn't... These things are not static, bro. Everyone wants like an ABCs type of thing for their trades. And trading is nothing if not discretionary. There are no hard and fast rules. On the lower time frame, gold does look like it's marching down. So I'm wondering if we can get it to breach these lows, kind of like it did here, by the way. If we can breach these lows into this 15-minute fair value gap, I will entertain a long. I'm not going to long it automatically. It all depends on what's happening with the dollar. Sure you did, Nicholas. Sure you did. I believe you, bro. Nicholas just claims that he made a quick 1.5K on Tesla in this chop. Sure you did, bro. For the last hour, Tesla's been trading in a 10-cent range, and Nicholas claims he made 1.5K in a 10-cent range. People think that they can just pull a fast one over other people, bro. Barron said maybe he sold his Tesla car. Yeah, unfortunately, the only trades, guys, that I see here are potential gold long. I was hoping that Palantir could come up here a little bit more. I am short Palantir since 2023 and change, but I'm only in half size. So I shorted 500 shares at 23 and change, and I wanted to short another 500 if it got up here. Everybody's bitter who missed the gold short. I know, bro. It's all right, though. T Squarehead, did you get in those UVixie puts from yesterday? The ones that we got into yesterday? Yeah, those ones are up nicely. So he's referring to these. Oh, wow. Hell yeah. He's referring to these UVixie puts. We bought the 40 UVixie puts yesterday. Yeah, those are up nice. I'm going to hold them. But obviously, if we get some sort of attack or counterattack, the VIX is going to spike. Oh, man. See, the dollar is falling. This would have set up a... Should I have front run this? This is what I was saying about gold. Gold is setting up for a long, but... I think Powell's done talking. That's why. Yeah, I think Powell's done talking. Unless it's on break. Let's see. That'd be so funny if the market started rallying because Powell went to break. Okay, so now we're breaking out of the... Now we're breaking out of that consolidation. Yeah, that was the right thesis, that the dollar would drop and gold would rip. But there was no entry, at least for me, there was no entry unless I front ran this purge of liquidity here. And I wasn't about to give any of that money back. So oh man, that would have been sweet. I wonder if we can catch CL to the top. Because remember that from early in the day, my thesis on CL was higher. Initially, I thought that oil would get to this level here. This also could be an epic power of 3, by the way. So we have consolidation and then manipulation. And I wonder if we see a counter move. Oh, NQ's bouncing off of that daily VI. That volume imbalance. Wow, we caught the perfect short on gold. Too bad the long didn't provide any retracements. Oh wow, those UVixie puts are up crazy now. The one, I mean the UVixie puts that we bought yesterday. Hell yeah. See, I wonder right now if this is power of 3 manipulation here. I would not be surprised if it was. Consolidation, manipulation, and then a move potentially back down. But there's a lot to address here in terms of imbalances. The market keeps doing the opposite of what everyone else does. What's everyone else doing? Yeah, this looks like a big manipulation candle here. After the Powell conference was done. I might be interested in an oil long from here. I think this oil long works. What did I miss that pushed equities up? What do you mean? I said this is likely a manipulation candle. Oh my God, this was... I guess you could have front run this. After purging these equal highs here. Yeah, I think this CL long works here. You gotta have some sleep. This is how I know. This is how you can like spot a fuckboy. Like, I'm trying to make you money and you're worried about how I look. It's so wild, bro. Like, people feel really good when they can just sit down and watch someone and then, you know, take jabs at them. Like, if that makes you feel better, bro, I'm here trying to make money. Don't worry about sleep, all right? Your mom's going to take care of me later. Don't worry about me. Wow. Today is a day either you front run or you're going to get left behind. Like there's zero retracements. Like I was saying, I did suspect that this right here on NQ and ES was a manipulation candle. How did I know that was a manipulation candle? It's not that you know for sure, but you start seeing patterns, right? So there's something called the power of three, which we're going to go over in the free mastermind. But there's something called a power of three where you have consolidation, right? And then manipulation, and then the real move, right? Now, obviously, the manipulation can also happen the other way. You can have consolidation, manipulation down, and then the real move up. That's called the power of three. Okay, so when I saw NQ, see this? That's consolidation. This looks like manipulation, and that's how. And we were manipulating into a major area of liquidity. This humongous fair value gap here, right? That's why I said I think this is a manipulation candle. CL, I think that's a late trade. I think that's a late trade. The initial entry was the entry you were looking for. This one. I think entering now is a late trade. Because right now what the market is going to do is you're going to get a wave of manipulation across the board. $502.5 is an important level for SPY. Do you agree? Let me see. Let me see, brother. I think, yeah, I mean, I think this whole thing here, it's not necessarily 502.5. It's this entire box here is the big volume imbalance. Calvin says waiting for Jew to swing. You think we'll get one? Interesting. No, I did not enter CL yet. The stream is 10 minutes delayed? I don't know about that. 10 minutes? That seems drastic. Are you sure that I'm live? If you hit the live button, then you'll get it live, bro. He's trolling? No, I don't think he is. Tesla has earnings coming up April 23rd, so next week. That's going to be a big one, guys. That's going to be a big, big, big one for Tesla. But just like I said before, Tesla tends to bottom after earnings, right? So that's why I'm personally not buying that. Not right now, right? I'm going to wait for earnings. I don't think there's any upside to just continuously buying something. Dubai Airport. I talked to one of my friends from there. No, it's apparently a storm from Oman next door. I need to try to find you guys a trade, man. Tesla can go to 101. Yay. I mean, it can, sure. I really want to know what is the skinny on those two executives that left. CL Long? Oof. I think you got to wait here. Maybe from here, last ditch 5-minute gap down here that we did not fill in the morning, right? And we have equal lows in that gap right here. So I would wait for that, personally. I wonder if there's a short there. Are you Vietnamese? What? No, dude. Fuck. Maybe that guy's right. Maybe I do need sleep. I love you, bro. I love you too. Do you execute trades in TradingView? Yeah. I do it both. I have my real money account here and then the prop accounts in TradingView. I look like the Korean Jordan Belfort. Some dude asked me if I'm Vietnamese. Someone else asked me if I'm Korean. I mean, I think that's probably not likely, bro. I look Asian? That's a troll. I don't think I look Asian, bro. Yeah, if I look Korean, you're the one that needs sleep, bro, not me. North African is a very good guess. I might want to take CL short here, guys. Equal lows. It's not going to be like a broad short, but I'm going to take a crack at it here. Just one contract, because I don't want to burn the almost $1,000 I made on gold earlier. But I think there could potentially be, it's not a broad short, it's just to take out these lows. And my stop is only going to be like $100. So it's all about risk management, because I made almost 1,000 on the gold short earlier. So I'm going to be risking $100 of it in order to make another potential 255. I just needed to come down to 85.10. Now, it could come down to, like, the ultimate short would be to 84.99, but if it gets to 85.10, I will likely close that. The thing is, oil has been super wicky since Jerome talked. So I wouldn't devote a huge position to this. Oh, fuck. There's an inverted gap right here that we can bounce off of. God damn it. I'm going to have to set this to break even, guys. I didn't see that. This inverted gap right here. Yeah, I'm going to have to set it to break even. Because this inverted gap bouncing off this can propel us. So, not worth the risk for me. Yeah, this inverted gap is what I'm worried about. Like from here. So not worth the risk from you guys. You don't see any gaps? This right here, bro. This. The inverted fair value gap. I don't know how small my screen is. This right here. Right? I don't want it to bounce here while I'm short. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, you probably thinking air gap. Yeah. No, I'm talking about fair value gap, bro. I still don't see a gap. Oh my God, bro. I'm not talking about an air gap. I'm talking about a fair value gap. This is a fair value gap. It's not so much doubt, bro. Like I think doubt can give you the wrong reading too. It's not doubt. It's that when I see something that I could formulate a thesis for the other way, right? So like, for instance, I took that short, right? But could I see myself, if I had read the market differently, could I see myself long from here? Yes. So in that case, I cannot possibly go short if this can also be formulated as a long trade. Does that make sense? Because doubt, you're always going to have doubt when you enter a trade. Yes, we trade futures every single day in the academy. And I live trade with the team every day. Is this how it's like to be an Academy member? The live trading portion? Yes, I live trade in the Discord. But, I mean, it's a lot more because, obviously, we do option selling, day trades, and then there's 2 other analysts that also send out futures day trades. But I do give my analysis on the stock market as well as option selling, swing trades, and then day trades. So it's a lot more than just this. But yeah, sign up with that link right there if you want to join us every single day. I went live today because Powell was talking, even though it was a big nothing burger, but at least we got a fat ass gold short off of it. But yes, the live trading is just like this, but obviously just the Discord, and it's done over Zoom. Yeah, you see, this is the type of thing that I was afraid of. Do you recommend your community to a completely new beginner? Yes, if you're eager to learn, for sure. Most of the people in here were beginners, and have now turned into profitable traders, especially because we also have a lot of good resources for prop trading, right? Which suits a lot of beginners. Because you don't need a ton of money to trade prop, but you can make a ton of money once you dial in your strategy. And then, obviously people are passing their accounts left and right. Actually, this is mine. This is from passing the Apex account yesterday. Man, this day is so ugly. Like, I want to go long here, but we also have these equal lows now on RTY and NQ. I'm so happy that we caught that gold trade earlier. On Friday, I live streamed for 5 hours. Now, I ended up taking 2 trades, which were fire, but I live streamed for 5 hours. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, Robert, Lacagos, Jonathan. Thank you so much. Surf, what's going on, man? Matthew, appreciate you. Yeah, this is what I was worried about on CL. I'm glad I'm out of it because this type of chop would have drove me nuts. Bro, get some sleep. Oh my God. Why am I subject to this? Why? What did I do to you guys besides try to make you money? Someone tell me, what did I do to you guys besides try and make you money? Fine. You want to comment on my appearance? Amazing. Who cares, bro? I could turn the camera off and you guys can just stare at the charts for all I care. This guy says no giveaway. You want me to do a giveaway after being tomatoed in public with your comments? I'm just messing with you guys. Can you break the CL trade from this morning? Yes. So he's talking about this trade that I actually did post on Twitter for you guys as well. Just free trades all around today. 1,000 on gold, 1,000 on oil. But this morning on CL, the reason that I took that trade was because of this. So let's see, the 1 hour. Okay, this is why I took the trade. So the 1 hour hadn't been formulated yet, okay? We had this 1 hour fair value gap and price was trading into it, right? This hadn't happened yet. Price was trading into it. So then when I knocked back down to the 5 minute, I saw that we had equal lows here. And this right here is the 1 hour fair value gap. So when I saw the price spike right at 9 a.m. to take out these lows, that 9 a.m. essentially created a new 1 hour candle, right? Because this is the 8 a.m. candle. This is 9 a.m. So I was thinking that we would get a huge reaction after sweeping those lows on a new 1 hour candle. So that's why I took it. Hopefully it makes sense. The women will be sad if you turn the cameras off. One, I don't know if there's still any women left on the stream. And two, I don't know. Apparently I look sleepy. So you want a discount to join the Discord? All right, 1 second. Use code SPRING99 at checkout. There. She said, I'm a woman and sleep is for the poor. Jess says female here is still watching. I appreciate you guys. See, at least the females don't throw tomatoes at me. It's always the dudes that are like, bro, you look sleepy. Bro, is your hair fake? Bro, what is wrong with your tan? Bro, what's wrong with your nose? I had a breathe strip on one time because it was like allergy season, and someone was like, did you get a nose job? Crazy. Yeah, my breathing strips, bro. Oh, man. In terms of bonds, because someone asked me earlier, I do think that long-term yields are going to start rising. So I'm not excited to jump into any more long-term treasury ETFs here. I think that the story with bond yields has to subside before jumping in to long-term treasury yields, right? Because right now what's happening is the long-term yields are rallying like crazy after the market realized that the Fed is actually not going to cut like they thought. So I think that the 10-year can get back to 5. And things like TLT, TMF, like I'm not interested in that until the 10-year touches 5 again. Once the 10-year touches 5, and once the 2-year is below the 10-year, because we still have an inverted yield curve, right? If you look here, we still have an inverted yield curve. So once the 10-year is more than the 2-year, which is typically what happens before a recession, right? You see the yield curve uninvert, or what they call flatten. Steepen. Once the yield curve actually steepens and becomes normal again, then I think it'll be time to get back into bonds. But right now, I'm not looking at this. If the 10-year does hit 5 and we get the 10-year, or we get TLT back to the 80s, low 80s, I think then it's time to likely dabble in TMF, which is a leveraged ETF. But right now, someone had said to me last time that someone recommended that they buy and hold TMF. I can't remember what YouTuber it was said buy TMF. That's the craziest thing right now, because leveraged ETFs have a much, much, much bigger decay effect. It's called NAV erosion, right? And so if you buy TMF and you hold it through this drawdown, you're going to suffer way more than just holding TLT. Stock Mo, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I think holding TMF here is insane, right? It's a 3x leverage ETF, meaning the drops and the money you make back are going to be, the drops are going to be disproportionate to what you would see with TLT. And so the money that you make back is not going to be enough to sustain those drops. When I say not going to be enough, I'm not saying that the stock price can't go beyond what you bought it for. I'm saying that the drops are disproportionate, and then the rallies after those disproportionate drops are proportionate. So you are unnecessarily losing money by holding TMF, right? You essentially want to, TMF and any leveraged ETF is really made for short-term trading. You don't hold this thing. And I think that TLT can easily get back to where it was in October as bonds crash once again, because yields are rising, and yields are rising because the bond market realizes that the Fed is not going to cut, right? So my God. Mind sharing your thesis on shorting Palantir? It's pretty self-explanatory, and I think something that everyone and their mom saw. But you have this head and shoulders at the top of a rally before earnings, and we've seen this before. Head and shoulders, top of this rally before earnings, comes down to fill the gap. We have a gap here too. So once this head and shoulders formed, and then we retraced into this fair value gap, that's when I took it short. And I'm short currently. It's not a huge position, honestly. I have 500 shares short of Palantir with a stop limit, but I shorted it at 23 and change, and it's currently up like $700. I was hoping to get a 1,000 shares short if we got more of a climb, so that I would be short from 24 and change. And I wanted to take it from 24 down to below 20 with 1,000 shares. I got in half position, and it's not at an optimal place for me to add. So it's currently up $700. And if we get to below 19, then it will just be 500 shares. My time range? I don't have a time range, dude. I'm honestly just looking at the price levels. I'm not in options, right? So options are time sensitive instruments. Shorting shares are not time sensitive. You can hold those without theta decay, right? But I would not start a position here, for those asking. But you were asking what my initial thesis was, right? Because it was $2 higher when I shorted it. When liquidity is grabbed followed by 5-minute market structure break, is there a favorable retracement reaction? For example, impulse retracement PS or MS up. No idea what you mean. Yet PS or MS up. And what do you mean, is there a favorable retracement? You have the idea right that, you know, if you get a market, like if you have market structure, so say market structure is bearish, and then you have a shift above the last lower high, and you get a retracement into a fair value gap or order block or both, that's what you want to take long. Not sure what you mean. Is there a favorable retracement reaction? I'm looking at levels. That's all I'm looking at. Do you trade vertical spreads on SPX at all? Not anymore. I mainly just trade futures. There's too many things to trade. I'll trade options for swing, but I don't day trade options. I just day trade futures. You can trade SPX credit call spreads or credit put spreads, but there's too many things to trade. I don't like to manage too many positions. There's no dividend risk on pound to your short. Sashin, that's an excellent point, bro. And you're 100% right. I'm about to short TQQQ. What, for the day or long term? What about TMV? What about it? What's the question? Hello? Hello? You're about to short this? Good luck, bro. I think this is a super suboptimal short. I hope everyone makes money, so I'm not rooting against you, okay? I'm just saying that's a tough one for me. Read the mail? The fuck is this guy talking about? Can you explain how to short without options? If you're trading futures, you just sell the contract. And if you're trading shares, you just sell the shares before you. So instead of clicking buy, you would click sell. I'm shorting gold again. Let me see. The reason whoever said TQQQ short, the reason why I'm like, that's a pretty suspect short is because it just filled this volume imbalance gap. That is not the time to short, bro. Par, to be honest, I don't really watch other stock YouTubers. So, you know, I just crack fun a lot of times. I'm just cracking jokes, but I don't watch a ton of other stock YouTubers, I'll be honest. I don't find value in most of them. From what I've seen, I don't find value in most of them. I don't think, like, for me, I'm a day trader, but I also like to talk about macro, right? So a lot of people a lot of YouTubers will only talk about macro, and most of them don't even talk about macro that well. Or they will be just traders and they know nothing about macro, right? So for me, I don't find much value. Now, there's a lot of accounts that I like on X. But in terms of YouTube, I don't follow many stock YouTubers. I think there's I can't remember his name. I do think he's decent. Fuck, I want to find his name because I want to give him credit. Is it something money? No, what is it everything money? No. What the fuck is his name? Oh my god. Money making markets? No, I'm trying to give someone credit and I can't even remember. Everything but money? No. I don't know. Oh, right there. Figuring out money. Okay, figuring out money. Yeah, I think this guy right here. I think he's got honest analysis, and I like his analysis. In fairness, I don't watch him much, but what I have seen, I definitely respect his analysis from what I've seen, and I see his tweets too, and I think that he has some pretty good analysis. So, other than that, I don't watch much financial YouTube. I watch some very obscure YouTube channels. I have no idea who Money Vest is. In the Money, Money Motive. I don't know who any of these people are. Figuring out money. Yeah, him. Chicken Genius? Oh, man. There's a guy named Chicken Genius? PSG, who Barca? Who do you want to win? I want, obviously, Barcelona is who I want to win. Yes, Jerome Powell's done talking. No, I don't know. I don't recall watching Chicken Genius. Good call on cutting CL. Yeah. So again, it wasn't based on doubt. You're gonna have doubt every time you enter a trade, and if you exit a trade just based on doubt, you're going to honestly cut yourself short out of most trades. But it's, can I formulate a long thesis off of this if I want to go short? And the answer when I saw that was yes, so I had to jump out. Trade Brigade, I don't know who that is. Z is Egyptian. No, but better guess than Korean or Vietnamese. And nothing against my Korean and Vietnamese brothers and sisters. I just think I don't look Korean or Vietnamese. Egyptian probably looks closer to what I look like. Do I think NVIDIA will go up soon? Define soon. Figuring out money's live, and he said he wants to collab with you. Yeah, I'll collab with him anytime, bro. I'll collab with anytime I see someone who gives like their honest perspective on the market. And like I said, every time I've watched them, I felt that he gave a very honest assessment. Do I think NVIDIA will go up soon? I mean, I don't know. What does soon mean in your book? But yes, here's what I think about the overall market. I mean, I think that the spike could bleed a little bit more into this volume imbalance, and get just below that 500 psychological level right here. But I personally don't think that this is the start of a bear market just yet. I think that the Fed is going to skip in a couple weeks. I think earnings maybe will be okay for some companies, just like last time. Terrible for others. Guidance will be reduced. I think we'll get, a nice overall pullback or correction in the market. But I don't particularly think that this is the start of a minus 20% bear market. I do think that we could see a bounce, and higher for longer is going to be the story. And while rates remain higher for longer, the stock market can do this. And then finally something breaks while the Fed is still trying to get inflation under 2%. And then the Fed will cut, and that's when we will likely get recession plus bear market. When? I have no idea. Nobody ever predicted a recession properly, okay? So I'm not even going to entertain when, but that's what I think. Now, we could get to the 100-day moving average, which would take the SPY to 491, also possible. And that would mean that this correction would be like what, 9%? Oh, okay, 6%. So 6% down after this historic rally would take us to the 100-day moving average. I think that's very plausible. With that said, if the market bounces from here, right, back to these levels, then yes, I do think NVIDIA can get close to $1,000. But I don't know what your definition of soon means, so I'm not even going to try to entertain that. But in that cycle that I'm talking about, I do think NVIDIA can get back the same way that the SPY can get back. Puerto Rican, Moroccan. These are all good guesses, bro. Greek, maybe half. I can see that. Cyprus, maybe. Algerian. A Hebrew? Hebrew's a language, bro. Hebrew Israelite, like those dudes in New York City. You ever seen those dudes? For those of you who are in New York or live in New York, you'll know who I'm talking about. They stand in Times Square. No, Hebrew is not a people, bro. There were ancient Hebrew tribes, but Jews can be from everywhere now. Ethiopia, Russia, Egypt. It doesn't denote a specific race. Like you could be black, you could be white European. Aboriginal. Oh man. Okay, power hours upon us. Pakistan? No, I don't look Pakistani, bro. Come on. But I love Pakistani food. Albanian? Could be a okay guess. Could be an okay guess. I think Albanians are a little more pale than me, But could be an okay guess. Palestinian. That's a good guess too. Cuban, good guess. My God. Gold is just chilling at this previous day high level. I need something to give us a defense. Like, we took the only trade that was solid here. Oh, I think NQ or ES has a long here. Yeah, we still have a lot of imbalances up here. Let me see. Where's the RTH gap? So, like I said with this might be interesting. We filled the daily volume imbalance on NQ. Whoops. Oh, we didn't. Oh, sorry, that's ES. My bad. We filled the daily volume imbalance on NQ, right? Which is this whole thing. And we have a bunch of imbalances up here. I think power hour we can go up there. Let me see something real quick. And we have this inverted gap here that was completely ignored. Oh, man. Was this the long here? $34-point stop. I think this is a trade here, guys. Oh, man. I don't hope I didn't miss the entry. 17.9, 16.75. And I think it goes in power hour. I think there's a chance to go above this high. You want to enter Meta at 498? Are you shying away from Tesla entries on recent news? What do you mean Tesla entries? Like to buy the stock, you mean? No, I didn't. I didn't. I spotted this after it bounced from here, and I didn't push it late. Because this would already be a 34-point stop, which is like $760, which is crazy. Do you own any short-term treasuries? I think with high yield savings account mutual funds, there's no need. There's no need to go through the rigmarole of short-term treasuries when you can just get 5% in a mutual fund or money market. Yeah, I agree, Math. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Oh man, GC is stuck. A lot of times I'll see this on commodities trades late in the day. They just don't trade well. So I will likely not take a trade on GC or CL for the rest of the day. All in on gold? Okay. All right. Are your VIXy puts are printing since the VIX is down 6% today? Here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to see if we can PO3 out of this consolidation. If we get a nice PO3 down to maybe take it up top. I don't like the fact that there is quite a bit of imbalance up here, but I think we might have addressed this with this price action. So this price action addressed this imbalance, and then we just need it to drop down to take it further. Obviously, there's 46 minutes left, but let's see. I think this low can get taken out into this fair value gap. See this low here? I think this can get taken out. What timeline do you currently trade? Oh, wait. Come on. 17, 9, 14, 15. Yeah, see, that's what I wanted. A sweep into the 1 minute. Let's see if I regret this with 43 minutes left. Two to one. Oops. 2 to 1 would be right here. Okay. So this is already up $200, 210. I might move stop to break even here because it's the end of the day. So we got a free trade running, guys. 240. My stop is at break even. And we see what happens. If it comes back down, I won't be interested in it anymore. I wanted a quick sweep of that. And I would like to see a big move here with displacement. And if we don't get that move, then I'll shut it down for the day. But this looks like a potential power of 3. This is what I was saying. Power of 3 into this liquidity level. And I would like it to get to 17,965. So currently up 320, guys. 350. Who else live trades with you guys like this? Tell me. I know the haters like to clown, but who else live trades with you guys like this? Up 415, guys. Let's go. My stop is at break even. Worst case is just a break even trade, but I'm trying to get to 17,965. Obviously, if 450 is good for you, then take profits. For me, I want to play for something bigger, and try to play the volatility that might arise in the next few minutes. Now, obviously, I realize that we could get volatility dragged downwards, which is why my stop is at break even. And at that point, I would have zero interest in continuing. But I'm hoping that that was it for the liquidity draw intraday to get taken back up here. So let's see if that can happen. It's risk-free at the moment. It's risk-free at the moment, guys. Let's see an impulsive move up. Why am I not able to trade the same futures as you? How do I know, bro? I'm not sitting in front of your computer. I just traded one con, bro. One con. I just traded one con. And there's a trade. I want to get to 17,965. Depends on how long this takes to play out. $420, $440. Oh, let's go. $515, baby. Should we bank it? Should we bank it or let it ride, guys? $545. Let's go. Do we bank it or let it ride, guys? I'm going to do what you tell me. All right, you guys said let it ride. We're going to let it ride. Let's go. We let it ride, guys. Teach discipline. My stop is at break even, bro. What you mean teach discipline? My discipline, honestly, is that this is not a 2-to-1 trade yet. So I am teaching discipline, but I'm couching it in fun because, you know, I would much rather take a 2-to-1 trade. If I bank all my trades early, then I'm not giving myself the best chance to win. So in reality, it is discipline. And I'm just messing with you guys. I am trying to get to 17,965. And I already have my take profit there. Look, if you scroll up, 17,965, you'll see it right there. So, yeah. Now, if I feel like something drastically changed mid-trade, sure, I'll bank it. But I need to stick to my guns here. And this is discipline because, like I said, my stop is at break even. So, but if you guys are in evaluations, if you guys are, you know, even if you're trading real money, I understand that this is a big amount of money for a lot of people. So I'm not minimizing that, right? And I'm saying 1-to-1 is not terrible if the money's good for you and we're riding near the end of the day. If you take profit on a 1-to-1, I'm not going to hold you to it, right? How much money on the trade? It's right in front of your face. Guys, today's the day of free trades. I gave you a $600 trade on NQ, a $1,000 trade on gold, a $1,000 trade on CL. And we do this every single day. So make sure you sign up. Use the link in the description if you want to get this every single day because I don't go live on YouTube. 600, guys. Let's go. 650. Let's go. I might take profit at 17. Oh, shit. Let's see. All right. We're up 700, guys. I might flatten it here once we get to the top of this. Because at 3:30, we get a major algo running. Oh, man, 700, 720. At 3:30, we get a major algo running for the first mock imbalance. So we could get clipped or it could give us a tailwind. Let's go, baby. 800. All right, we're going to close it out at 720 here before the 3:30 p.m. algo runs. Good job if you took this trade. Hats off to you. For those of you that want to join, make sure you join. We don't fuck around. I don't even know what our win rate is on the live streams, but it's fucking insane. I'll see you guys in there when you decide to join. Why not chase higher with your stop? What do you mean chase higher? Like trail? No, bro. I know the algo's coming. 3:30 p.m. What'd I tell you? What time is it now? 3:30. 3:30. Don't act like I don't know, bro. The algo runs at 3:30. I ain't trying to get clipped in this. That would have went from $720 to $400 profit. Not trying to get clipped in this. Who told you there was an algo at 3:30, bro? Now you learned it. Now you learned something. What is the algo? I don't know. I just know it runs. I didn't write it. So we can short at 3:30? No, it's not an algo to go short. It's an algo to take liquidity depending on which way it's going. So we're going up. The algo will run opposite to take liquidity, and it can even pop back up again. But if I'm in a trade that's up, I'm not trying to get caught in the algo. But just know it runs at 3:30. How do you know that? Because I've been staring at the chart for thousands of hours for 20 years, bro. That's how. Hope you guys made money. I'll see you guys in there. If you want to be part of this every single day, a lot of people ask me, oh, why is it $100 a month? Because we're making thousands of dollars every trade that I just live traded in front of you. 3 trades. But I'm glad you guys made money. On a serious note, I appreciate you rocking with me. Thank you to those who stuck around on the live stream. And I will catch you guys. For those of you in the Discord, I'll catch you guys in a few minutes. And then obviously tomorrow. If you're not in the Discord, I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. But I appreciate you guys so much. Highly intuitive trader. Appreciate you. Shane, thank you, man. I read your comment too, man. You had it right. Good job, bro. Par, Derek, Juan is my favorite new subscriber, bro. I love you too, bro. Sonar, what's going on, bro? It's an algo from the investment banks. Yeah, well, you can call it that. Not necessarily investment banks, central banks, institutions, etc. But I appreciate you guys making money. Thank you for those of you who told me I was sleepy. At least I wasn't sleepy enough to make money, and that was the perfect exit, guys. But I appreciate you. I'll see you guys in a bit. Thank you guys so much for joining. Peace. See you in the Discord.